What's up, guys? Welcome back to Wrestle Fury. Always a pleasure. I know it's been a minute, a lot's been going on, but we're going to dive in and we are going to do our best to keep things committed on the regular on this channel. Now, I have multiple channels. This is not my main channel, but if you guys subscribe, show me there's interest, I will be more motivated to keep on dropping it like it's hot. With that being said, let's dive into this because I'm going to tell you why I think Cody Rhodes is 100% definitely going to WWE, number one. And number two, why he did not show up on the last Raw. I have a working theory. I think it's pretty spot on. And if you look into how the show was presented, I think it makes a lot of sense. So sit back and take a moment to indulge me, okay? Because here it is. This is, first of all, let's get to the facts, right? David Meltzer already said that he's coming, okay? By now, everyone has already thought this. There's people in AEW say he's coming. People in WWE say there's a lot of people saying he's coming. It's happening. I think it is definitely happening as well. Now, this is the thing. Look how everything is playing out. Let's take a moment to put on our freaking thinking caps here and check out how this is all playing out. Because Seth Rollins, first of all, WWE is making too much of a noise, a big freaking noise about Seth not having a opponent for WrestleMania. Now, let's get this straight right about now. Seth freaking Rollins, do you think 2 weeks from WrestleMania that one of WWE's main guys, the freaking Rollins effect, the man who can freaking burn it down and stomp your head to the ground, are you going to tell me that WWE don't got nothing for him? Come on. And if they didn't have anything for them, they surely wouldn't be freaking letting everyone know about it. They would not be doing it. Come on, common sense dictates some things. Here's the other thing, though, and I'm going to tell you guys this and think about this. I think what happened on the last Raw is that WWE, the way they laid it out, because you could tell, right? The freaking match between Kevin and Rollins was really early, right, in the night. Like, when it came on, you're like, okay, yeah, this is definitely going to lead to a little something. When I say early in the night, what I mean is it was that first encounter where they already presented the little seed of thought that, oh, okay, so obviously, and I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? We all knew that there was no way that Seth was going to win that match. So that was planted early on in the night already. By the time you got to the actual match, you already knew, right? There's not one person who thought that Seth was really going to win that, because it doesn't work with the dialogue, the story, the stunner. It just doesn't fit. It does not fit. So, come on. You got to get up early in the morning to fool me, WWE. I knew that wasn't going to happen and play out that way. Here's the other thing, though. Check this out. Now, my theory, and this is based on my own thoughts, okay? No one else has said this, but I think that, unfortunately, with the passing of Scott Hall, and rest in peace, Scott Hall, you know, he is one of the trailblazers, the legends, the icons, NWO, freaking, the whole freaking, just Razor Ramon and the whole thing, okay? True legend, one of the greatest of all time, and rest in peace, he was taken too soon, but, you know, his legend, his freaking legendary matches, his charisma, the way that he touched so many, that will go on forever. So thank you, Scott Hall. I just want to put that out there really quick. I want to do a dedicated video on that, but I'm kind of late to the party. Everyone's already kind of covered all this stuff. So I just want to make sure that I do pay my respects, because Scott Hall, he's one of my favorite dudes. Like, I think he's freaking super cool. Like, if you've ever watched any old WWE stuff, you'll see he is one of the coolest. If you haven't watched, go check out WWE's old stuff. Freaking hell, just even YouTube it, you'll find tons of of his stuff, man. But look, here's the thing. I think that because that happened, I don't think WWE felt it was appropriate to do anything that could take away from that. You know what I mean? Because Scott Hall, one of WWE's main big guys in history of the story of WWE, you know, he's a big deal. You know, WWE, WCW, you know, I think that WWE really wanted to pay their respect. And I think that they didn't want to do anything to take away from that, you see? And that's very logical, right? You put your thinking cap on, you go, that makes a lot of sense. I think if there was no Scott Hall passing, I think that Cody would have been on last Raw. I really believe that. I think that WWE did the right thing by not having him show up on last week's Raw. It's just the timing was all wrong. A lot of people of heavy hearts, it just wasn't right. Wasn't right. Didn't want to do anything to take away from what they wanted to be the main focus. You know what I mean? That was the highlight of the night, really. So, at the end of the day, that's the theory that I haven't heard anyone else say. I haven't heard anyone else say anything like that. And yes, it's just me thinking. But if you put all that you've heard and put it out there, it makes perfect sense. Especially, like I said, there's no way that they're going to just leave Seth Rollins high and dry and not have a big plan for them. I mean, look, at the end of the day, we heard early on that there's going to be some huge like Stone Cold level surprises or something for WrestleMania. We heard that early on. Now, not saying that Cody Rhodes is Stone Cold level. Obviously he's not. I mean, there's not many who are Stone Cold level that can still wrestle as far as getting that pop, or who isn't busy. You know what I mean? Like, it just isn't. But the impact that Cody would have by showing up in WWE again after his role that he's played in the founding father role of AEW, and also being one of their top guys and all that, there's no way in hell that WWE was going to let Cody get away. It just was not going to happen. I promise you 8,000,000%. WWE would give him anything that he wanted to make sure it happened. Vince would have been like, lock it down, whatever you do, lock it down, get Cody back. Whatever. Okay. Anyways, he would have made sure it happened. It's not like they don't have the money. They got deep enough pockets. They've got deep enough resources. You know, they can get their shows that they have, their reality shows and everything on on all these different places. I mean, they've got their own WWE network even. I mean, they've got options galore, Peacock, wherever you want. They got so many options. We're talking about WWE here. If you want to get your show out there, if you want to get the opportunities to really become a household name, where do you go? You go to WWE. Okay, let's face it. They're still the biggest promotion around, whether some of you guys want to hear it or not. The facts are the facts. WWE is still the big dogs when it comes to the wrestling game. Okay? So, anyways, that makes sense, right? They did not want to take away from Scott Hall's memory and things like that. That was not what they wanted to do, so they did not drop the ball on that day. They just didn't do it. They were like, nah, we'll save it for another day. And now, they're also, another way to look at it is really letting this play out as long as they can, because this is still hot news and people are tuning in wondering, is this the moment where we're going to see Cody? Is this where it happens? This is why WWE is just milking the cow right now. They're making sure they get their money's worth, because it probably cost a pretty penny to get Cody to sign on the dotted line. You know what I'm saying? They had to drop some coin, man. No doubt about it. Cody wanted the dineros. That's why he didn't re-sign with AEW, allegedly. And yeah, that's my theory. I think it was just not the right moment to let it happen. If things didn't play out the way they did, it would have happened. But that's why they didn't drop the freaking. I keep saying drop the ball, but you can take that in many ways. Drop the ball. So I'll just say that's why they didn't let it happen. Okay, that's why. That's my theory. Let me know what you think. Do you have a different theory? Do you agree with me? Do you think I'm on point with that? Let me know your thoughts, and please freaking subscribe. Let's get this channel popping, because I love my wrestling and I want to freaking be able to present all the latest and greatest wrestling news and things to you guys. So, subscribe. All right. Love you guys. As always, really so much to fullest. Keep it off tap. I'll catch you in the next one. We out.